Okay, so let's say we're looking at discount percentage values. Okay, so here's my discount percentage values coming from the cube. I'm not restricting this or filtering this by any time constraints. So this is for the entire cube at AdventureWorks. And so for Germany, for example, they're discounting their reseller sales amounts by 1.53% overall. Okay, and Australia is 1.79%, and France, etc., right? In here, I have utilized a data-centric approach to applying the low and high values I'm using. So basically, I'm able to give this 3 different discount status values. A red is anything that falls at the high level. Now that's not normal. Usually your goals are set the other way. At the high level, they're greens. Everyone wants a great amount. But in discounts, you don't want to give away the farm. So we're trying to manage the discounting occurring across the enterprise by country, by state, province, and by city. So if it's anything above 1% for the entire country, we want to red flag it. So we consider that really maybe not a good thing. That's some level. And the system uses that. It compares the actual discount value, and depending on whether it's over, if it's over the high amount, then it's going to be a red. If it's between the 0.5 and the 1, the low and the high amount, if it's between them, it's going to be a yellow indicator. And if it's below the low, that means we're not having to give any discounts to get sales, and that's a green indicator. We don't have any green indicators on here right now. But notice I made my default that they're all 5 and 1s here. Okay. Now I'll show you later how I can go in and change those specifically for Australia or for Canada or for anything. Okay. But now let's go to the next point here. I've also set up default lows and highs for the next level. Okay. So I go into France, and if we look at France, we see that I set up a default data level for low at 0.4% and extended the high level to 1.3%. Okay, so I'm giving a little more leeway to my managers that run the states or state provinces. Okay, let's take one of these red guys. Let's say we're going to Germany and we're looking at Hamburg, and it's at 0.4 and 1.3, right? And they're at 2.49. But you know what? In Hamburg, they like to negotiate, and we're okay with that. 2.49 is definitely acceptable. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to change this range for Hamburg. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go into the data, and we're going to change that. If you look to the side here, this is where we put in all our values. I put in all the country low values, all the state high values. I'm sorry, the country high values, the country low values, state high values, state low values, city high values, and that's where I change it. So what I need to do is I need to change all these state high and state low values to the new numbers I want, because I have 16 rows here. I know there's 655 rows in that dim region, but here I have 16 rows I want to change. So I'm just going to do a quick little update here. Hopefully quick updates can be dangerous, but I'm going to do a quick update, and I'm going to just set, okay, which I know the state low and the state high values, because Hamburg is what we would call a state or a state province, okay, and I'm going to change the state low value, high value. I think we said to 3 because we wanted to not make that a bad guy. That 2.79, right? Let's just look at what we had over there. The 2.79 Hamburger had 2.49, and it was outside the 1.3 range. We want to make that inclusive, so we're going to make that 3 the high level. So what was really cool there was I didn't even have to reprocess the whole cube. to get that data back in there. All I had to do was process the dimension, the geography dimension, which I'm going to bring you into in a little while. I just had to process that as an update data. Okay, so as long as I didn't do full, I didn't have to do the whole cube. Just did update data, and now it should reflect it when I hit refresh here. So keep your eye on that red there. It should turn to yellow because this should turn to 3, and this should turn to 3 because that's a high level. That should turn to 1%. Okay, so that should turn yellow. That should turn to 3, and that should turn to 1%. So let's see what happens. So I refresh. And here it is. It's down here now. Hamburg. There's the 1. There's the 3 that we just put in. There's a 2.49. And now instead of it being red, it's yellow. And so the sort moved it down to this area. Did the same thing. As you see, our numbers hold steady. Add whatever you want. And they just keep on flipping. So that's kind of cool. Let's move on, and I'm going to go ahead and describe how I did this in the cube so you can do the same thing. Okay, now we're going to come to the technical part of where we actually set this up in the cube and in the relational database. We are using AdventureWorks DW 2012, and I have made modifications to it in order to demonstrate and to create this technique. What you saw previously is already created. So what I'm going to do is go through the steps and show you what code I used